next session, we were hoping a few months ago to show you a new government strategy for sports called the Duty of Care in Sports. But like a lot of government documents, it's been any day now since about last December. So we have been told that it is literally any day now before it comes out. So that was what the theme of the lunchtime session was going to be. And essentially it was a set of regulations from the government about what provision in sports should be for the health of the sports people involved. So we've switched tactics a little bit, but sticking with the sports theme, I've just put together a presentation to show you what goes on in sports in terms of the things we've been talking about today. So CPR training, defibrillator availability, and screening players for whether or not they're safe to participate in sports. So there's just a few slides from that, and then Leicestershire County Cricket Club has been doing some amazing work with the JHMT this year, and I've got Martyn Dobson in the audience who's going to tell us a little bit about what's been going on more locally as well. So I'm going to show a few slides, and then Harshil's going to talk a little bit as well about comparisons between different organisations. So particularly on the screening front, we have to think about who we're screening and what we're screening them for. So obviously in the middle group here, these are the people who've got ischemic heart disease. These are the rest of us taking part in sports at a normal level, and whether we should be screening children and young adults as they embark on their sporty lives. And then of course there's a whole different system that probably needs to operate for the professional and the elite players. When you think about children and young adults, they are competing in sport, and I mean some of the kids I see with injuries are competing in sports at amazing levels every single night of the week. And actually, if you look at what recommendations there are for school children and teenagers, it's very, very variable, and there aren't very good rules out there. In the older age group, people again are living longer, people are healthier, people are able to play sport. It's not just bowls and golf anymore, it's other sports as well. And that's a whole different issue, a different profile with different types of screening that needs to go on, with the whole lifestyle choices and information as well. Professional and elite, then obviously these guys are really pushing themselves to the extreme, and if you look at their rates of death, for the reason that we said earlier, it's actually a higher rate of death than the normal Joe public. But the risk is still low overall. The problem is, for the reasons we heard earlier from Dr. Dhutia and from Dr. Samani, is that even with screening, you'll still miss things because they only happen with that adrenaline surge or on the exercise. So, sorry the words aren't coming out very well, but 30% of athletes who've had proper screening, as it were, have still been failed to be detected. And that was, as we heard about from Fabrice and Wamble, was the case. Now, different organisations have got different screening programmes, and what do they actually mean by screening? Rugby has got guidelines for all these categories, so for the veterans, for the normal person playing, and for the elite as well. And they've got comprehensive rules for what facilities you should have on your grounds, whether the coaches have been trained in CPR and that sort of thing. And the rugby do recommend that cardiac screening is put in for people ages 14 to 35. And the important thing, as we heard from Dr. Samani, is if you've been screened once and you're 14, you probably need to be re-screened another year or 2 years later until you reach the age of at least 25. And they've got rules that cover regular rugby competitions and whether they're structured tournaments or informal games and things. So there's quite comprehensive guidelines there. In terms of the players, they all have cardiac screening if they're entering into the professional game under the age of 20, and then they also get screened every 2 years if they've started at sort of 14, 16 in the academies. And screening in the rugby world involves a questionnaire which asks all sorts of questions we've been talking about this morning: previous symptoms, warning signs, family history, that kind of thing, and an ECG and a physical examination. They also have comprehensive rules for AED, oxygen and trained personnel at every game. So that presentation was sent to us by Dr. Cal Palmer, who is the main doctor for Tigers Rugby Club, and I work closely with him in my work with the Tigers. So doing a bit of world comparison, I just a bit of Googling really, and I found the World Tennis Association, no reference. Now it doesn't mean that there isn't anything there, because I had to put this talk together with quite short notice. But on their website, you can search CPR, you can search defibrillator, search cardiac, nothing at all. They do first aid courses where you must have water bandages and sunscreen. And that's about as far as I could find for anything to do with health for tennis. Now, surprisingly, the greater number of people who play golf are people who've got time to, so therefore are often retired and are therefore very prone to cardiac arrests from other causes. So wouldn't you think golf would be way up there for CPR and AED provision? No, not at all. Until one day, a professional golfer, Bernard Gallagher, has a cardiac arrest and realised that he was one of the lucky brigade, because at that stage there were no recommendations for golf clubs to have AEDs or for anyone to know CPR. So he's been working with one of the other major charities we talked about, the Arrhythmia Alliance, trying to get all golf clubs to get AEDs. If you search defibrillator and golf, you will find a lot of clubs around the country have gone and bought AEDs, but that's almost like the local village thinking, oh, wouldn't that be a good idea, rather than anything that's a top-down directive. Now, we talked earlier about ethnicity, and if you look at Afro-Caribbean males are much more likely to die of SADS-related condition than females or non-Afro-Caribbean people. So you would think basketball would be quite ahead of the curve in terms of making sure, and they are, particularly in America, but also in the EuroLeague, AEDs and compulsory. So basketball seems to have got its act together because there have been quite a number of high-profile deaths of famous people in the basketball world, so they seem to be doing quite well. Also, if you look at the FA and FIFA, then there is quite comprehensive cardiac stuff going on, and as we can see, Fabrice Mwamba has been really involved as well. And so, if you're anywhere in a football ground, football stadium, or you're training in football or want to take part in elite or professional football, there are a lot of recommendations there. And this is very much the work that Harshil's been doing over the last couple of years. So I'm just going to hand you over to Harshil to talk about football and to also talk about Olympics and various other organisations.
So in regard of preventing sudden cardiac death in young athletes, football has been the lead. Some might say that it's possibly the most financially endowed sport in the UK, which it is. In terms of ensuring safety of athletes, they have emergency aid certificates, which is required for all coaches from quite a junior level upwards, which basically basic life support, but also involves education in using CPR and defibrillators. The FA screening program.
Sorry, Harshil, can we just look at that quote? It's very pale. Can you see that? A quote from a cardiac specialist who works with FIFA, I think. If there's a football match, you need a defibrillator. If you don't have a defibrillator, you better get a coffin. Strong words, but right. Sorry.
And certainly, that's for secondary prevention. But the FA has also taken the lead, and it's probably the only sporting organisation in the UK which has a formal protocol for screening athletes prior to participation in sport. So the FA screening program is largely reserved for the academic players of age 16, and then also repeated screening at 18. And this is mandatory for any footballer joining a club at academy level. The data is all centralised, it's all collected centralised and reviewed at St George's Park with a cardiology consensus panel. And actually, they've also taken initiatives in developing courses, education courses on the importance of cardiovascular disease in football. So in April in 2015, they had the first cardiology in football symposium where Fabrice Mwamba was the guest of honor. Indeed, in the last 20 years, nearly 11,000 active footballers have been screened, with about more than 1,000 every year. The Football Association does recommend that screening is done at age 16 and 18, but once the players become professional and sign for the club, it's up to the club. From our experiences, each club, especially at Premiership level, would get their athletes screened on a yearly basis within football. This is not mandatory for the FA, but it's normally the usual practice of the football clubs. And each sporting organisation is slightly different in how they approach screening. It's largely based on what's available, finances, and what they believe in, really. So the FIFA has a mandatory screening program for all. So prior to any football competition, such as the World Cup or the UEFA Championships, each player should be screened prior to this competition. Similarly, as I've already mentioned, for the academy players, all athletes, all footballers undergo a health questionnaire pertaining to symptoms and a family history of cardiac disease. Physical examination and ECG and an echocardiogram is routine. Other sporting organizations, such as the International Olympic Committee, would recommend history, a questionnaire, examination and an ECG, and only an echocardiogram or other tests if any of these are abnormal. Most of the American sports just go with a questionnaire and a physical examination. They don't routinely advocate the use of an ECG. And if suddenly in the afternoon session in screening athletes, I'll be talking a bit about different types of screening programs and the pros and cons of both of these. It just goes to show that there's very little evidence on what is best practice, and even major sporting organizations amongst themselves do not agree on what's the best way to try and detect individuals who may be at risk of sudden cardiac death. Just to conclude from the talk, I mean, this is just a quick overview. This is certainly not exhaustive at all, of course. Rugby has a dedicated screening program. Football has a dedicated screening program. Other sports, sort of a mixed effect in that nature. And certainly this also applies for secondary prevention with mandatory protocols for defibrillation and AEDs. You will have noted that most of the organizations we've spoken about are those that are represented by athletes competing at the most elite level of sport. And in that regard, high school athletes, grassroots sport is relatively neglected. And of course, there'll be more on this topic in the workshop later this afternoon on screening. But for now, I'd just like to introduce Mr. Martyn Dobson, who works for Leicestershire County Cricket, just to give a few words.
Okay, hi everybody. My name is Martyn Dobson. I'm the Community Development Manager at Leicestershire County Cricket Club. So thank you very much for inviting me along today to sort of share what we're doing around this area. And our journey kind of really started around about 6 or 7 months ago. And we met with Steve Humphries from the Joe Humphries Memorial Trust and the team at Heartwise. And after that meeting, we kind of really challenged ourselves around how can we support the work that the two charities are doing, both from a professional sporting organisation, but also from our role as the national governing body for cricket within Leicestershire. The community team that I head up acts as the national governing body for cricket within Leicestershire, and as such, we're responsible for supporting the network of recreational cricket clubs, delivering introductory activity within schools, community organisations, etc. So we really wanted to see how we could firstly look at ourselves as a club and try and establish ourselves as a heart-safe club and a model of good practice, and then look at how we can extend that really throughout the cricketing family and throughout that amateur level of the game that we exist to support. So it led to the creation of something called the Heart Awareness Within Cricket programme, which we call our HAC programme for short. And we set some targets, some pretty aspirational targets within that programme about what we wanted to set out and achieve around raising the profile and increasing people's ability to be able to react to that situation of somebody potentially collapsing from a cardiac arrest within a cricketing setting. And like I said, we started with ourselves, and to date our focus is around sort of year one of that programme, which is about establishing ourselves as a model of good practice. We've worked with the team at Heartwise and with Steve and the JHMT guys to train all of the professional players. So they've undertaken CPR training. My team have all been trained, so we employ a number of cricket development officers and coaches who are out there at the sort of grassroots level delivering cricket, and they've all received the training. So we've now got a kind of workforce there that we can deploy to extend that training. We've got the guys from Heartwise attending our steward training this Sunday, at which we've got 50 of our stewards who will be stewarding during the course of the summer at the ground, who are going to undertake that training. And we had a launch, so we wanted to kind of shout about what we're doing and let the recreational game know what we're doing. So we launched our Heart Awareness in Cricket programme at the ground in mid-January of this year. And we invited to that programme a significant number of our county age group cricketers. So we have county age group squads ranging from kind of under 10s all the way through to under 18s, and we invited a significant number of those guys to attend our launch and receive training. So on the day we had 100 people in the room, which was great. We had some of our professional players who'd missed the training. We also had some sort of famous ex-players who'd come along to support the programme, and we had a number of our county age group squads there as well who received that training. Kind of future plans with it, I kind of mentioned that the stewards which we're training, but we kind of hinted earlier that we wanted to try and reach the rest of the recreational game. So what we're looking to try and do in years 2 and 3 of the programme is to work with our cricket clubs. So we've sort of drawn up a sort of plan as to how we're going to go about that. We're going to start with working with what we call our club mark clubs. So we have a number of clubs who have to go through an accreditation process, which isn't exclusive to cricket. Club mark is something that exists within sport, but they're clubs that we know have a voluntary infrastructure in place. They have coaches in place that have reached a sort of minimum criteria. So we're targeting those guys initially to look at how we can get into their cricket clubs and train their voluntary workforce, train their coaches, so that they have a skilled workforce on site. So when they are running their junior training evenings and their junior matches, they've got a level of skill there and knowledge to be able to deal with an incident should what happen at the ground. And we then want to try and extend that to work with all of the clubs that we have playing within the Leicestershire Cricket League, which is a county-wide league. We've got around about 140 affiliated clubs that are playing within that, each that have a different number of adult teams, junior teams, different number of coaches involved within that. So a pretty significant audience that we're trying to sort of get into and increase their ability really to be able to cope if faced in this scenario. So that's what we're doing. We've sort of started on that journey. We're committed to seeing it through. It's a long-term plan for us. We don't see it as being a quick win. It's something that we're investing in terms of officer time and planning. Very much starting with ourselves and around the county club, trying to be a sort of flag bearer really, and make sure that we're setting the standard, which we're doing, and hopefully we'll have trained the vast majority of people that have an association with Grace Road over the next couple of months. We're starting to infiltrate that into the wider recreational game, and we're starting with our sort of club mark clubs, who are our clubs that we know have got that infrastructure in place, with a view to then outrolling that into the wider recreational game. So a pretty straightforward plan, but it's something that we certainly see the value in it. We've worked with both charities around some wider awareness days at the ground, where we've done some demonstrations on the outfield, and we're certainly keen to look at doing that again this summer, particularly around our 2020 campaign, which is the format of the game where we get more spectators in than the sort of longer county championship format. But yeah, it's something that we certainly see the value in it. Working with some really passionate guys at both of the charities, and it's something that we want to try and make a difference throughout that cricketing landscape really, and hopefully there'll be a real workforce out there that's got a knowledge of how to deliver CPR, and also have the facilities to be able to make a difference and make an impact. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Happy to answer any questions if anybody has them. But yeah, that's what we're doing as a county club.